Hello everyone, I am Dr. Sivadas Madhavan, Associate Professor of English. Today I am going to identify allomorphs and allophones, or we are going to see the difference between allomorphs and allophones. Allomorphs and allophones begin with allo. Allo in Greek language means other. So allomorphs means other morphs, other forms or other shapes. And allophones means other phones, other sounds. So other sounds of the same phoneme, that is allophones. And allomorph means the other morph or the other shape of the same morpheme. So a morpheme can be the smallest meaningful part a word can be cut into. And morph is the visible part, or morph is the orthographic and phonological realization of the morpheme. So morph and morpheme we have seen before. So today the allomorph. Allomorph means the other shapes or the forms of the same morpheme. An example, past tense morpheme. Past tense morpheme will be the same morpheme but different realizations in different words. For example, part and parted. Part, P-A-R-K-E-D. The ed form, the past tense form, is realized as to, part. But in the case of part, parted, ed form, ed, the past tense form, is realized as id. So the different realizations of the past tense morpheme. There are three different forms of past tense morpheme in English. For example, the sound t or the morph t will be used after the sounds like p, s, k, sh, s, etc. That means allomorphs are phonologically conditioned morphemes. Phonologically conditioned morphs. That means the morph is phonologically conditioned. What sound comes before that will determine the nature of the morph in allomorphs. For example, t will be used after p, s, sh, etc. Past, pushed, etc. And d will be used after the voiced sounds. After the voiced sounds. Voiced sounds are the sounds produced by vibrating the vocal cords. So vocal cords will vibrate to produce the voiced sounds. So after voiced sounds, we realize the past tense morpheme as d. Example, loved, love, loved. Fail, failed. And id will be used. The past tense morpheme will be realized as id when it is after the sounds t and d. After t, it will be id. Want, wanted. Need, needed. So after t and d, we use id. So these are the three general rules. T after sounds like p, s, k, sh, etc. D after the voiced sounds, and id after t and d. So that is the case of past tense morpheme. And in the case of present tense form of the verb, we can have the same type of three different morphs. For example, singular forms will be made by adding s sound or es or s. So it will be realized in different ways. S is coming after p, t, k, etc. For example, the singular forms of work, works, tap, taps, is sound. But we use z sound after the voiced sounds. Z sound. For example, ends and ends, or sing, sings, etc. This is sound after the voiced sounds. And in the case of sibilants and affricates, the sibilants is ch, j, X, etc. After sibilant sounds, and after affricates, we use is sound. For example, buses, churches, etc. So after sibilants and affricates, we use is sound. So in the case of singular forms of the verbs, we have sir, z, and is. So these are the examples of allomorphs. So allomorphs are phonologically conditioned morph or morpheme. And in the case of allophones, allophones are the variants of a phoneme. That means the phoneme which is different. The phoneme is the same, but the realization of the phoneme is different. Different realization of the same phoneme, or it is the variant of a phoneme. Allophone is the variant of a phoneme. So it is phonologically the same, but phonetically different. Phonologically the same phoneme, but phonetically means as it is produced, as the sound is produced, it is different. For example, a phoneme called p, the phoneme can have different realizations. Like when it comes in the beginning, it will be aspirated. The aspirated sound p will be in the beginning of the word. Initially, if the sound comes, we call it aspirated sound. For example, pin, pen, p. P is aspirated. Aspirated sound means the sound is produced with an extra puff of air. So that is aspirated sound when it comes in the beginning. But when it comes in the middle of the word, it will not be aspirated. It is unaspirated. For example, if you say spin, p is there, but it is not as the p of pin or pen. And when it comes at the end of the word, for example, stop. Stop also, there is p, but not like the first p of pin and the spin of p of the spin. So pin, spin, and stop. So these three p's are different from each other. That is allophones. Allophones are the different realization of the same phoneme. And the major difference between allomorph and allophone. Allomorph is the grammatical unit and allophone is the phonetic unit. And allomorph has a meaning, but allophones have no meaning. Phonemes have no meaning, but morphemes have meaning. Allomorph has meaning, that is past tense morpheme or singular morpheme or plural morpheme, etc. They have their own meanings. But in the case of allophones, allophone has no meaning. That's all about allomorphs and allophones. We will come up with another topic next time. Until then, goodbye.